And we're live. Welcome, Twitch.
Hey,
What's going
Welcome,
on?
Twitch to the Theater Room, episode 67. So
We
we
are
just
live.
watched Across the Spider-Verse. We're going to talk
When-
about that. We're going to talk about The Rock, basically just kind of being humbled a little bit and learning what it's like to not be on top. And then a lot of movies came out this year, and some came and went. Some I don't even know if we watched. I don't even know if we knew they came out. I figured it's the end of the year, right? Everyone's doing the 2022 year in review, so why don't we do that in the theater room for movies? We'll go month by month and just kind of have a little chat about it, see which month won the year. And I'm sure we won't agree because that's just not what we do. And we'll go that way. For anyone who's watching live as you jump in, make sure you like and subscribe everywhere. We appreciate all the growing support we're getting across the social medias. And keep an eye out for all the content. Before we get into the details for this week, there's trivia contests coming. There's the Oversell podcast. If you're a wrestling fan, check that one out. We got some wrestling videos, just more and more wrestling content coming out. We hear the feedback on the Transformers stuff. So we are actively working on doing some more in that space. We have some big ideas, and it's just a matter of trying to figure out how to pull them off. And I feel like I'm missing something. We got the Multiversal podcast, which I believe Scythe, right? It's this weekend coming up.
This weekend, yeah. Where I will be doing, I'll be doing basically the gaming review of 2022 and what I'm excited for in the year to come.
That's what we should do today too. Is what's coming out next year, the movies we want to see besides Marvel, because we all obviously want to see Ant-Man 3 and Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and all that stuff. So. We just watched the Across the Spider-Verse trailer.
Wait. Whoa. The first episode of the Key List dropped, too.
The first episode of the Key List. So anyone who is a comic book enthusiast, take a look at our YouTube. Our man Zuplex here is our resident comic book nerd. He knows, he collects, he sells, and he brings you through kind of the top 10 comics, right? If you want to explain where you got that information from, where you come up with that list from, feel free to do so in 3, 2, 1, go.
Well, this month's list was based off of recent news. So every month I'm going to be bringing you guys a list of 10 books that I think you should be keeping an eye out for. Some are hidden gems. Some are books that may get overlooked. Some are books that are at a really, really low price right now. And if you pick them up now, they may jump up to a higher price later on. I always say collect what you like, but to afford what you like, you got to sometimes collect some stuff to make money on.
Yeah.
So basically where I get all my information is just overall comic knowledge and being able to kind of put things together and kind of try and predict as best as I can of what's going to be jumping up. So
nice. Not to my own horn, but I'm getting a lot of good feedback on the editing, and I do the editing, fantastic. So you know what I'm saying.
And thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you.
Not going to complain so much.
Putting all the hard work in on it.
Listen, I don't know anything about comics.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris makes me look good. That's really what it comes down to.
It's all me. That's all I heard there.
What happened?
I don't know what the hell happened. I think this mic might be going bad.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is. It's my favorite mic.
So we were talking about the key list.
On and off again? The IG special. The IG special of turning your mic on and off again?
Yeah.
It's the same. Nothing changed.
That's how I get by at work all day. You put a ticket in, it's like, I'll call you. Did you turn it off yet?
I mean, maybe the cable. I'll try a different cable, but.
All right. Well, we were just going over the key list and what Fred thought about it, and I'm shamelessly self-promoting myself on the theater room right now.
You should do it. It's a good video. It's a good idea. We'll tap into that market, so.
But it also ties into the movies because you kind of want to, if you want to flip, I guess you kind of want to hop on something before the movie comes out, right?
Absolutely. Yep. So anyway,
absolutely.
Let's get into this theater room episode. I apologize about that. Train wreck as always. We have, before we get into like the nitty gritty, okay, we have two big things to talk about, and one I kind of want to talk about. It makes me a little giddy, and that is The Rock Dwayne The Rock Johnson, who's Hollywood's sweetheart, is just taking a big L right now with Black Adam, and it just seems like he does not know how.
Not according to his bookmakers, apparently.
Apparently, they released false. You read this? They released false financial numbers to make it seem like it was a success because he just can't handle it. He can't. You notice he's been kind of quiet on social media. I feel like he's
very quiet.
Very quiet.
Having a little mental breakdown here.
Yeah. Well, I see him promoting his new Santa movie.
Right. He
Red One or whatever.
Stopped trying
very quickly.
Change the Black Adam story and just went right to the Santa movie.
He does that though with a lot of his projects. He'll turn the page and shift gears in a drop of a dime. Like he's ready to go on, move on to the next.
That kind of comes with the territory, I guess, right? Because
you give a shit about it for so long, and then you flip the page.
I feel like we are seeing a little bit of the diva in him too, because Hobbs and Shaw, which was actually pretty entertaining for an action movie. It was silly, but it was entertaining. He's basically walked away from the franchise so much that he's not even going to do a sequel to that. And Vin Diesel's not even in that. So it just really shows you, like,
he's still producing it though, because it's still a Fast and Furious property. Yeah, I mean,
he still has to make
Vin Diesel pretty much said, like, if you're gonna be a fucking piece of shit, don't bother coming.
Well, The Rock said, "All right, fuck you, I'm not gonna do any of it." So I just think it's funny, right? Because The Rock is known as this like super nice guy and always happy and whatever. But like, if you really kind of look at the way he's behaving when it comes to Fast and Furious and stuff, you know, he's throwing a little bit of a tantrum, if I'm being honest. And with Black Adam, he's like trying to be humble, but you can kind of tell he's feigning it a little bit, and he's just kind of like,
My thing with Black Adam is that he is oh no.
This is a great episode 6.
You still hear me?
This is 20.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
So, with what he was with, as soon as they announced James Gunn, as being in charge of everything, he started to spiral because he knows that James Gunn is not going to allow him to be the center of this universe.
Right.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting to me, to piggy off that point, and it kind of pisses not pisses me off, but kind of disappoints me if this is what happens. He's claiming that he brought Superman back, right? Henry Cavill. Right. And you did all this whole spiel about it, you know, how we got him back and this and that and the future of DC and this and this and this. And we all assumed, and why wouldn't we assume, that James Gunn already was a part of this plan, because it wasn't like he picked up the phone and was like, oh, okay, I'll be DC, and then I'm going to do the story. And then, this has been planned for
in like a day.
Yeah, like,
I mean, that stuff is being talked about. It's like the mob, right? It's being talked about months in advance.
Exactly. So we kind of, at least I kind of assumed, like, The Rock and Henry Cavill was part of James Gunn's plan moving forward. And it doesn't seem like that's the case at this point.
See, I think he still is. I think Black Adam and The Rock as Black Adam is a part of the plan. But I
think so too. But
idea of what that means is different than what The Rock is. The Rock wants to be the center around Black Adam, and James Gunn is like, no, you're just a part of a different story. And I think that's where The Rock is kind of like, no.
I think part of it is going to be that, like you just alluded to, is that he's not going to be the center of the story. But the other thing too is, to really have Black Adam in DC proper, at some point he has to make that villain turn.
Right.
Yeah.
And The Rock's not going to want to play a villain. You know?
Right.
So, you know, he's going to want it both ways, and it doesn't work that way.
Right.
You know?
Right. So I think it's funny.
He's going to have to get his ass beat by Superman at some point.
Right.
I want James Gunn to be like, listen, your Black Adam now has hair and pointy ears. Watch The Rock just be like, I can't have hair and pointy ears. That's not The Rock.
And you now have an accent. Learn it.
You want to fight
Rock's gonna be like, where's my Bruno?
Yeah. James Gunn's not gonna have Superman fight the Black Adam and have Black Adam tie him. He's gonna be like, Superman, you're losing. I don't care what your contract says. But
as it should be.
But you know, I just feel like it's just funny, you know what I mean? He basically was on top of the world for so long. It's easy to be happy and friendly and all that stuff when you're just killing it movie after movie, even when it's like a silly concept like Rampage and it still does well. It's easy to be this happy guy. And then you've come out with Black Adam that you talked so much about, you hyped it up so much, and the movie was meh. It performed meh. You're gonna lose some money. You're kind of losing control of the world that you kept saying you were gonna build. And it's just interesting to me to see how he's reacting to that, you know. But anyway, let's get to some positive news. Across the Spider-Verse, we just watched the trailer. Anyone who's in the Twitch group, check out the trailer on YouTube either later tonight or tomorrow when it comes out. We did our trailer reaction. The trailer is out now. Let us know what you thought. But let's get into it, man. I mean, I feel like the trailer didn't show us a lot, but also showed us a lot. So
I mean, the first half of the trailer is just recapping the first movie. So it really
recapped the first movie, and then it ended in like such a bang where I was like, oh shoot.
That's true. It was nuts. Right? It went from the recap to this giant battle with like 100 Spider-Men from across the universe. I mean, it looks really good. Visually, we all expect it to look good. I do wish they showed a little bit more, gave us a little more on the plot and what exactly is going on here, besides him.
Yeah, because it seems to be that Spider-Man 2099 is the antagonist, but we all kind of feel that might take a turn at some point in the movie.
Yeah.
He looks great. I mean, the animation on Spider-Man 2099 looks amazing.
The animation in the whole movie looks amazing because it's such a great choice of what they do with that.
Also, if you check out the key list, Spider-Man 2099 #1 is on that list as a book that you should be investing in. Just saying.
Well done, sir. I'm not even mad about it. Well done.
No, I'm fine with it because I'll tell you right now, anyone who's watching, the key list video is a lot more well put together than this fucking podcast.
No, but in all honesty, like I saw the armored Spider-Man in there. I saw
Scarlet Spider,
six-armed Spider-Man. You know, we saw all different types.
I saw Doppelganger in there, and the Sony one actually, which was interesting.
I hope he has a part though. I hope he actually has a part, and I hope it's the actor from the first, before they
first
did the
game. Exactly.
So that last scene reminded me of a recent series of books called Spider-Geddon.
Okay.
It looks just like Spider-Geddon. So I don't know if that's the storyline that they're going with.
Isn't that what Sony wants to create in live action? I feel like that's what they're trying to build towards, some sort of Spider-Geddon with Madame Web and all that shit happening.
Yeah. Like basically that's a big version of like what's going to happen. I'm going to send you guys a photo.
That sounds like a TikTok waiting to happen here. A little explanation of what Spider-Geddon is.
I'm going to have to dive deep into it because I didn't read the full thing. But it looks like the artwork from Spider-Geddon.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just sent you a panel from Spider-Geddon and it looks like almost exact. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're doing something similar along those lines. Probably not exact, but
I'm looking it up right now.
I just sent you a photo in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that last shot of the trailer does kind of invoke this same kind of feeling.
It's almost like the same background too, which is weird.
Chasing him, yeah.
So
I don't know if anyone could see that. Is it too bright?
Nope.
It's probably too bright.
Yeah, too bright.
Fucking cameras. I do think.
But yeah,
they showed us a ton of spider people. I don't really want to even guess a number. But they clearly have to keep some secrets, right, and some surprises for when the movie comes out. So that's where I feel like we're gonna definitely Spider-Man 2099 is gonna be an antagonist for like the first half. Like I'm wondering if that scene we see where they're all fighting is essentially like the midpoint of the movie, and there's still a whole nother, half of the movie.
Maybe
to go.
Possible.
You know what I mean?
It's definitely possible. There was also a version of Spider-Woman in there that it didn't seem like it was Jessica Drew. I mean, it might be Jessica Drew. It looked very different from her comic counterpart, but it definitely had the Spider-Woman logo on her back. So
keep in mind, in Into the Spider-Verse, the other variants like the Spider-Man Noir and Spider-Ham and all that stuff, they don't really get involved in the movie until past the halfway point. They're only in it for essentially the entire third act. So I'm hoping that in this one we get to the variants early so that they're more heavily involved in the story for the majority of the time.
Are there any specific variants that you guys are like really looking forward to, like them diving deep into?
I'll jump in real quick. For me, not really, because I'm more interested in the continuation of the Miles character and the original, the Peter Parker that was with him for the majority of the last movie. So, and they show him in the trailer. So, like, I'm all in on those two characters in particular. So I'm glad that they're going to be a focus. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Every other character is cool, but they can win me over for sure. But
yeah, I like that Spider-Gwen's a big focus also because I love her character as well. I'd like to see some Ben Reilly. Scarlet Spider.
He's in it. We don't know how much.
Yeah,
but he's in it.
I was always a fan of Scarlet Spider. What drew me in when I was a kid was his outfit, and then so it kind of grew from there. But I'm always a fan of hoodies. But yeah, no, I would have to say Scarlet Spider would be that, and and for me, we already talked about is the PlayStation one. I want to see if he's just like a sticker on the wall type of guy, like in the background, or is he going to be involved?
I have a feeling it's going to be more, right? I mean, Sony has been trying to kind of combine the movie world and their game world a lot more, obviously with the God of War, The Last of Us shows. And then also in Into the Spider-Verse, we saw the PS5 Spider-Man costume in the Peter Parker that dies garage or hideout. So, they might push it. Honestly, but here's the big question, the $1 million question, the biggest rumor. Do you guys think Tom Holland, MCU Spider-Man, shows up in the movie?
I do think so. I 100% think so.
I feel like at this point it's been demanded is like the wrong word, but the fans have been asking for this for years now, since Into the Spider-Verse. And No Way Home clearly connected all the universes, so like I think it's gonna happen too.
Yeah, there's so many possibilities of different Spider-Man. Like, why wouldn't he be one? I don't know. Just
you guys were saying when we were doing the trailer reaction how you give No Way Home kind of more credit because it's a live action, movie with different variants and stuff like that. And but I was trying to say how you can kind of get away with more, or you can get away with certain things in animation you can't do in live action. For me, if they do bring Tom Holland in, I really want him to be live action. And I want them to keep Miles as animated. Just
that'd be cool.
Combine the two, Who Framed Roger Rabbit style. I want to see Spider-Ham talk to Tom Holland as Spider-Man, the cartoon versus the human. That's what I want to see. That would just be cool.
That'd be kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't know if I necessarily want Tom Holland in this movie. Because this movie stands alone as its own version of Spider-Man so much that I kind of just want it to be Miles' show, and I feel like Tom Holland will kind of overshadow him a little bit.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
But if he shows up,
not if it's a quick cameo of when he's passing through.
But then all anybody's going to be talking about is like Tom Holland. Oh, did you see Tom Holland was there? You know what I mean? That kind of takes away.
If they're smart, what they're going to do is they're going to have an end credit scene of somebody at a bar having a drink asking about Miles Morales Spider-Man. And then after getting some answers, they're going to show it's Tom Holland, and then all of a sudden the building's going to shake and he's going to disappear, and they're just going to do the MCU and just fuck it up anyway.
Okay.
So that's across the universe. Spider-Man coming out June 2nd, my birthday month. So that'll be what I'm doing for my birthday next year.
So many good things coming.
I forget what else is coming out in June. There's a Marvel movie coming out then, or some big movie coming out then. But let's get into this year, 2022, right? The year's almost over. We have a few more weeks left. We had a lot of shit come out this year. Specifically in the movie world. And there's so much stuff. As I was kind of looking at a list and just kind of going month by month, and I forgot about things that came out this year, so I figured it'd be kind of cool. We'll go through it. Let's take a look. And
you want to send the list?
Which month? I'm just going to go through it.
Okay.
No, I'll send you the list, actually. It's easier. You guys can look through it yourselves. Oh, shit. Wrong button. Trainwreck City over here.
We're about to lose all audio and video now because Chris hit the wrong button.
No, I hope not. There you go. I just sent it to the group. But while you guys pull it up, I'm just going to start going through the January releases. So I'm just going to name some of the big ones that we might actually talk about and we may have actually watched. Because there's a lot of random shit that nobody was even interested in. But the first one in January that comes to mind, so there's Scream.
Yep.
That came out in January 2022. Are you guys fans of the Scream movies? I don't think we ever
I liked Scream back in the day. I didn't see the new one though.
I'm a fan as far as like, I watch all of the Scream movies and feel exactly the same way about every single one of them.
I'm kind of in the same boat.
Yeah.
We don't need any more Scream movies, but every time they release,
that's how I am with all horror, though. Like those like slasher horrors, it's just another one. I don't know.
Yeah,
but like the Scream movies,
another version.
They definitely had this ability to. Oh wait, hold on. They definitely had this ability to like take the slasher genre and make it more surprising and entertaining, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But the new one was okay. It wasn't necessary when the trailer and it was announced came out. I remember thinking to myself, we don't need another Scream movie. When I saw it, I was like, that was better than I expected, but we really didn't need another Scream movie.
That's exactly how I felt about it. Like when I watched it, I was like, oh, that was actually way better than I expected it to be.
For those of us with kids, in January was also Hotel Transformania, which is Hotel Transylvania 4. And
I didn't see that one. Not gonna lie.
I could say my daughter was obsessed with it for months. So it's like by default, it just grew on me because I watched it so many times.
I enjoyed the other ones.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And
Adam Sandler animations are pretty good.
They're decent.
You think of like
Eight Crazy Nights, humor, which is basically falls right into Adam Sandler's wheelhouse. But fun fact: the main actor in this one is not Adam Sandler. It was actually a voice actor who had a viral TikTok doing the Dracula voice that Adam Sandler did, and he didn't want to come back, so they called this TikToker and said, "Can you do the voice for this movie?" So this is his first movie. A full feature film of doing an Adam Sandler voice. You know what I mean? So good for him.
My God.
And then last in January, this for me is really what would matter, is the Ray Donovan movie. Did you guys ever watch that show?
I didn't watch the show, so I didn't bother watching the movie.
I watched the first season and then never went back because I couldn't stand the fact that after the first 2 episodes, he stopped being a fixer and it focused on like all of his family members, because I can give 2 shits about anybody in his family. Like I just wanted to see him going around Hollywood fixing shit.
We made it. I'm a John Voight fan. I like Liev Schreiber. So like we watched almost all the seasons. I don't think we finished the last season.
Like I'm sure it's a good show. I'm sure it's a good show, but like after like the 4th episode, when I realized that he wasn't going back to fixing anything. It was just going to be like this show about him and his family. I was like, I don't fucking want to watch this. Like
it does come back, the fixing aspect, but I mean, it's definitely not a focus like the trailers made you believe when it first came out.
Yeah, like that was the show I expected going in, was like the first episode, right?
Yeah. But the movie
I was
sucked,
like, so like I was all in on the first episode, and then the second episode, and then the third episode, they were kind of like pushing away from that a little bit.
Yeah.
Then like midway through the first season, they were just like, yeah, he's never going to fix anything ever again.
It was like understood that that's just what he does, so they're not going to show it anymore.
Yeah, like I don't know.
But moving on to February, one of the big releases of the year for me was Jackass Forever.
Oh, loved it. I absolutely loved it. This was one of my favorite Jackass movies.
Hold on, we got to hear Fred's take then. You didn't like it?
I didn't watch it, but I've heard like a lot of people were like, there's no Bam Margera, there's too many dicks, and it wasn't for me. I'm like, oh, all right.
There's no Bam Margera. It's a bunch of old guys.
The lack of Bam Margera was kind of better for me a little bit.
My thing is, him without Bam, it's not like he was funny. He didn't like tell jokes. You know what I mean? They all played pranks on each other. They all did ridiculous stunts that almost killed each other. That's the same thing we got now. So just because he's not there, what does it change? You know?
And the new guys they added in, I thought were really good.
Yeah, they were dedicated. They put themselves in there, and it was funny. I liked it. I really, if you like Jackass, honestly, there's really no reason for you not to like this movie.
The opening scene to this movie is
ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen, but also one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
I'm going to spoil it since Fred didn't watch it yet. I'm going to tell you, Fred. The opening scene is Pontius paints his nutsack green and puts little arms and like a Godzilla face on it, and
on his dick too.
On his dick too, and is basically stomping it. Is like the camera zoomed in, and it's him stomping his Godzilla dick through a little town, a little makeshift city, and just destroying buildings and stuff. It's amazing. It's amazing, and it's a whole skit though, right? Because they have like Johnny Knoxville as like a sheriff, and like all kinds of things, like trying to fight this big Godzilla monster.
They're pretending like it's Godzilla.
Yeah,
basically.
So the criticism was correct. There was a lot of dick in that movie.
There's always a lot of dick.
I'm comfortable in my sexuality that I could see a guy's dick and not get hurt.
There's always a lot of dick in Jackass movies. Like I don't understand.
Right? Like what do you expect?
I'll tell you right now, the the unspoken gem about this movie is the black guy's father.
Yes.
Because like this dude is so afraid of all these animals, and they keep putting him into these situations with like turkey vultures and grizzly bears, and he's like, "Oh shit, hell no!"
But he's like an ex-con, right? Wasn't he like he was,
yeah, he's like an ex-con, like did time.
And he's just
like he was like a reformed gangster, and he's just like, "Nah, get that fucking thing away from me, man!"
Yeah,
fuck it out.
That's one of the
other
Dark
releases, Knight, something like that.
What'd you say?
What was his name? The Dark Knight or something like
that's
that?
What they called him. I don't know if that was his real name.
Yeah, that's what he was going by or something like that. It was really funny. really, really funny.
One of the other, kids movie releases from February was Rumble. So you guys are wrestling fans. So I know you don't have kids, but Rumble is essentially an animated version of like monsters that do WWE. It's a world where like that's like the biggest like entertainment. And it's an underdog story, right? It's about somebody who everyone thinks is a piece of shit, and he starts winning.
Yeah, never saw it.
Well, yeah. Why would you, right? We
didn't even know it came out, to be honest with you.
It didn't get a lot of marketing. Listen, I only heard about it because I have a kid. I don't think there was no commercials for it that I remember.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But then you have Death on the Nile. If you like murder mysteries, that was a good one in February.
Saw that. Really liked that.
That one was
I thought it was very underrated. It was the sequel to the Murder on the Orient Express, right?
Yep.
Really enjoyed that movie. I think that the cast was absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, it's a stat cast. All of them are, and they're doing a third one. So hopefully that continues to do well.
Yeah.
And then there was Uncharted is the other big release. Which if you guys watched it, it's not the worst movie.
I loved it. Like I thought it was good.
Like, as a fan of the game, I loved a lot about it. You know what I mean? I was into all of it.
I thought I was skeptical about Tom Holland, and because he's like he's Henry Cavill. He's rumored to be casted in everything.
Yeah, basically these days, yeah.
And so I was like, oh god, we got Tom Holland doing a character that he doesn't look like he fits it for, and all the. But he ended up doing a good job. Mark Wahlberg was better than I thought he would be, and I don't know. Overall, the movie it touched little aspects of each game, different like scenarios, but
I see now. But here's my problem though. So this is a similar issue that I have. Speaking on Uncharted specifically for this month, that like the Resident Evil adaptations always do. Uncharted, each game is basically its own movie. It's got its own kind of narrative, its own story arcs, all that kind of shit. Do you think it would have been better if instead of trying to take little set pieces from various games and putting them here, if they just took like game 1 and said, we're going to make that a movie, game 2 will be the second movie, and so on?
Not if they have zero intention of making more.
Yeah, well, I think the intention here was to make more, and then the movie just flopped, basically, so they're not going to do it.
Did it actually flop though?
It made money, so I think there is an option to make more, but it didn't everyone's always worried wants the movies to be like Pirates of the Caribbean, some hidden gem that does so much money that they have to do a sequel, and this is not that. They can do one, but they don't have to.
I think you said it though, set pieces, right? Like movies need a certain, like especially movies like this need a certain amount of set pieces. So if you follow one game, is there enough set pieces for you from that one game to make an actual like Hollywood big budget movie out of?
Since you're an Xbox player, I wouldn't expect you to really know the Uncharted games. But Fred and I are the higher class PS5 players, and the answer to that question is absolutely. Each game has more than enough set pieces.
Each game is its own story for sure.
I understand each game is its own story. That's not what I'm talking about. Do you have enough big action set pieces in each game to garner a movie? Like when you brought up Resident Evil, like Resident Evil 2, in my opinion, doesn't have a lot of big action set pieces.
What? You're nuts.
There's not, because there's a lot of
good Resident Evil games don't have set pieces. Good Resident Evil games are all about you exploring some creepy environment slowly.
I agree.
And having one boss fight here and there.
Yes, and that's my point. Thank you. You're making my point for me as you're sitting here arguing with me, because to make the movie, you need big.
He's rolling his eyes if you don't know.
To make a movie out of that, you need big set pieces, because you're not going to make a movie where somebody's like, I found another chess piece.
Well, obviously, if they talk like that, they're bad actors.
No, but what I'm saying is that to make the movie, you need to bring in enough set pieces to have a fucking full movie out of it. So with something like Resident Evil, you're going to have to put together a few different.
So what you're saying is that every single movie in this world has giant action set pieces. Every single movie. That's what you're saying?
Talking about big budget action Hollywood movies need a certain amount of set pieces.
Well, they shouldn't be. So Uncharted, yes, should be a big budget AAA action movie.
Yeah.
Resident Evil should not be a big budget action movie. Resident Evil should be a fucking not action movie.
If you made a $50 million Resident Evil movie, right, where it was like just more of a detective story with a big set piece at the end, yes, I could see that happening.
That's how it should be done, honestly.
And that's maybe how it should be done. But considering that they were trying to go big budget, make this big, expensive movie, they have to bring in other set pieces from other movies to garner it. So
I get what you're saying.
I think Hollywood's afraid to make a $50 million movie.
Yeah,
I didn't think Uncharted. It definitely could have been its own movie if they went based off of each game. Because at the end of the day, it's an adventure exploration game.
Yeah,
so
I mean, if I remember correctly, and Fred, you correct me if I'm wrong, but when the first game came out, fans of the games were actually more interested in the, the treasure hunting, and like they almost wanted less action. They didn't
puzzles. They wanted more puzzles and how to figure out how to open.
Yeah, which is great compartment. Which is great for a game. It's boring to watch in a movie.
Not really. You watch National Treasure, the whole movie. For me, I love that movie, and seeing them figure out on the Bill of Rights or whatever different areas to go to, like that stuff to me is fun, and that's what Uncharted is basically.
You have set pieces after every time they figure out something.
Again, you don't know the game, so you're trying to tell us there's no set pieces in the first game.
I've played Uncharted before. You guys act like I've never owned a PlayStation.
There's set
pieces. You guys act like I've never owned a PlayStation. Huh?
If you've played Uncharted, then you know that the entire game is a puzzle, then a giant set piece, a puzzle, then a giant set piece. They made a name for themselves.
I wouldn't call them giant set pieces.
Dude, I'm sending you links. That's it. Carmine and I are going to go back and forth on TikTok. I'm going to send him a set piece. I'm going to create a TikTok with a set piece, and then he's going to stitch it to explain how it's not a set piece. That's going to be our new series.
Can't wait for that.
We're going to move on because the only other big movie from February was Medea's Homecoming. And I didn't watch it. So.
It wasn't Dog? I thought it was Dog.
I mean, it was the best Medea movie yet.
Dog. I didn't see Dog. Did you watch that? I mean, we all know what happens at the end of that movie, and I refuse to make myself cry for hours. So
I'm not watching that movie. Sorry,
I'm not watching that movie. So let's go to March. March was probably our biggest theater room episode. The Batman came out. I've watched it multiple times since then. I basically like it less and less as I watch it, but but it looks like we're going to continue to get it, even though James Gunn wants to do his own shit. He's being overridden, and they're still like, no, we're sticking Robert Pattinson as Batman. So, which is fine.
So I recently saw like a deep dive into the Batman.
Okay.
By Kevin Smith and Mark Bernardin, right?
Yep.
And they brought up a point that makes a lot of fucking sense, and it seems like the things that a lot of people didn't like from this movie seem to be very studio driven.
Yes.
Like, it looks like Matt Reeves tried to make a $50 million Batman movie.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about $50 million movies.
That statement I agree with 100%. The things I don't like are clearly things that the studio said, no. You got to put that in there. And
you have to have a big final battle thing 100%, with the big set piece, right? That was a lot of studio intervention. I still love this movie. I still think it's one of the best Batman movie that we've ever gotten. It's not better than The Dark Knight, but it's better than Batman Begins, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Which means if this is the first of a trilogy, then it can only go up from here. Because Batman Begins, I think, also had the same problem of too much studio intervention. Because, like, if you remember, like, a lot of people forget about Batman Begins because it was overshadowed so much by the later two.
Right.
But there's a scene in Batman Begins where Batman controls a cavalcade of bats.
Yep.
Sonar. And it just made no fucking sense whatsoever. And you know that Nolan was like, I'm not doing that. And Warner Brothers was like, if you want to write Batman, you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is our shit. We've been making Batman since '84. Just
every
listen
Batman
to
movie
us.
has a group of bats flying around him in a circle. So yeah,
like there was a lot of like big set piece things, and it seemed like Nolan was trying to tell a much smaller story, and that had a lot of studio influence as well. And then it seemed like they let him just kind of like go off and do what he wanted to do, because The Dark Knight didn't seem like it had as much studio influence. So hopefully they let Matt Reeves kind of like go and do what he wants to do.
I hope so too. I mean, I totally agree with that. And listen, I talk a lot of shit about the Batman movie. It wasn't the worst Batman movie at all. I'm definitely excited for what they can do going forward with Robert Pattinson's Batman as he's more experienced and they come up with kind of a new take on different villains and stuff. Yeah. I don't really want them to do another Joker thing, but who knows now? You know, with James Gunn taking over, I know they're still going to do the Matt Reeves Batman.
I don't think Matt Reeves wants to do another Joker.
I don't think so either. I think, again, to your point, I think that's one of those things with studios like, we got to have Joker. We got to have Joker. And he's like, or we could just ignore that shit.
Yeah, I think Matt Reeves is leaning more towards like Court of Owls.
That's what he wants to do. Yeah.
Like Black Mask maybe, or possibly Hush. So like the more maybe even Mr. Freeze and stuff like that. Like
I think everyone could agree that we need a break from the Joker. Like I don't even want I know the sequel's coming to the Solo movie. I don't even want it. I'm just done with the Joker for a little bit.
I totally agree. Honestly,
I don't necessarily
Bane and do him the right way, but besides that, there are so many Batman villains. I mean, his rogues gallery is one of the biggest out there. Like, go deep. You know, Court of Owls is, in my opinion, one of the ones they should do. But if he can't for whatever reason, there's a lot of other options out there that I think are more interesting. Truthfully, what I want to see, and I can't remember his name now, but I want to see the ventriloquist guy with the dummy.
Ventriloquist.
I want to see the ventriloquist. I want to see him in live action. You know,
dummy's name is Scarface.
That's what it is. Scarface. I was gonna say Scarface, but I was afraid to sound like an idiot.
No, it's the ventriloquist and Scarface. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, you don't have to say it so condescending. Anyway,
I mean, I won't. Anyway, if you remember my first unboxing video that you can find on GGENetwork,
GGENetwork,
I unboxed a issue of the first appearance of the ventriloquist and Scarface. Go on.
So other movies that came out in March, we have Turning Red, Disney Pixar film. Again, if you have kids, it's a decent one, but it's basically Teen Wolf in animated form. That's essentially what it comes down to.
Yeah,
it was all right. Wasn't anything special. Wasn't as good as I kind of thought it was going to be. You know, two big ones though that kind of went under the radar, and it's kind of a shame. Is X, which was one of the more modern, entertaining slasher flicks that have been released in a while. It's about a porn star basically who's driving out somewhere with her crew to do a shoot, and killing ensues. Besides the sex part, obviously, because it's porn.
Isn't that like part of a trilogy too?
Well, actually, I believe if this list I have is accurate, then the whole trilogy came out in 1 year.
It's called X, and then X, and then X.
Literally all three of them. I believe it's basically about
1 year, right?
And her grandchild, and then her grandchild. Like it all came out in 1 year. They did this, so it's kind of a big undertaking. And then there's two.
24 is really always pushing the fucking envelope, huh?
Yeah,
they're really good, man.
They're great. A24 this is one of the arguments against when you hear big directors say, "Oh, you can't do anything unless it's a Marvel movie or whatever." A24 refuses to make some big tentpole.
Didn't they do the movie about the 90s? Is that them?
Yes. Yeah.
I like that movie.
Small budget. Just like, bare minimums, bare bone kind of movies, and they're just kind of cranking out good ass shit. It's just creative people thinking outside the box and coming up with good stuff, Two action movies though that I don't know if you guys saw that it's absolutely recommended you watch this is Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Fucking amazing.
Unbelievable movie. It's really
unbelievable.
It's actually a good heartfelt, in my opinion, it's a good heartfelt movie and a phenomenal action movie. And I'm a little biased.
It's probably the best version of the multiverse that we've gotten on film.
I agree. Better than No Way Home, honestly, as far as multiverse stuff is concerned. I've been following the stunt team for that movie since they were college kids on YouTube making their own fan videos. And to see them be in Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, and then now make this movie, like, it's just cool to see. But it's really phenomenal, really phenomenal movie. Can't recommend it.
I never heard of it.
You should, if you like action movies, if you like martial arts movies, 100%, it's like a must see.
100%,
so good.
You gotta see it. Good. It's amazing.
And then I don't know if any you guys watch Bollywood movies at all.
I've heard about this movie. I haven't had a chance to sit down and really watch it.
It's on Netflix. Triple R. Now, I don't want to sound mean here, but if you've ever seen an Indian action movie, the type of action they show is like beyond anything we've ever seen, and I'm talking beyond Marvel movies. It doesn't look as good. It never, like, the CG is never.
It looks terrible, but it's absurd.
But the shit they come up with is nonsense in the best possible way, and I mean that as a compliment. From my heart, I mean that as a compliment. The first 10 minutes of this movie, just watch that, and tell me at the end of that 10 minutes that you're not like, I gotta watch the whole thing. I can't leave. I gotta see what happens. It's ridiculous. It's so good, but it's such a fun movie to watch. So, and I'm not even gonna bring up The Lost City because that just looked dumb from the start, and I'm just, I don't give a shit about that one.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. You saw it? I didn't even watch it. I didn't watch it.
Me and the wife watched it one night. And it was
Tatum,
pretty
but
good.
That just looks stupid to me. So I never got into it. Let's move on to April, which is, I'm gonna call this the month that lost 2022 because we got Morbius, which was just horrendous.
So
I'm
bad,
actually
bro.
angry at myself for even watching it. You know what I mean? Even though I waited till it came out on streaming because it was just that bad.
Too. It was really bad. It was so bad.
Secrets of Dumbledore, which is garbage.
Going through his list is actually aggravating me because I didn't know about a lot of these movies coming out.
Did you see The Bubble?
I started watching it. And I thought it was stupid, so I just stopped watching it. I made it 10 minutes in. And I was like, I can't. You know.
Another Pink Panther?
The Bubble really was like, it grew on me. The Bubble grew on me. Metal Lords I thought was fantastic.
That I didn't watch.
If you get a chance, watch Metal Lords. It's a lot of fun. Very weird, very like couple new, nerdy kids start a metal band on their own.
I mean, that already sounds interesting to me. I never even heard this one, so I didn't even know it came out.
Yeah, it was on Netflix. It was a Netflix movie.
I don't know if that's another
really
new Black Panther, or I'm sorry, a new Pink Panther.
Yeah,
it's an old cover, so I don't know why that's even here. Secrets of Dumbledore, if you like Harry Potter. I really want to like the Fantastic Beasts movie, but if you've read the books, then you know that the Fantastic Beasts book, it really shouldn't be 5 movies, and they're trying way too hard with the Secrets of Dumbledore shit. It's a double-edged sword though, because these movies right now are so bad that the rumor is that they're going to scrap them and just reboot Harry Potter. But we also don't need that because Harry Potter's not that old.
Isn't there another book? Didn't another Harry Potter book come out?
Well, it's the Cursed Child. Is that what you're thinking of? The Broadway play?
Yeah, the Broadway play.
Yeah, they kind of released that as a book, but it's really just the script of the play. And,
so they'll probably just turn that into a movie. The kids are all like older.
Knowing Hollywood, they're going to turn it into a trilogy for no reason.
Yeah, but like Daniel Radcliffe, he looks old enough to be able to play an adult Harry Potter at this point.
Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't mind, in my opinion, for the Harry Potter movies, what they should do is come up with some new characters, new stories, and new concepts that haven't been written, that haven't been like hinted at or anything like that, and just say it's in the Harry Potter universe. Show us like the Hogwarts version of the school in Australia, and give me stories there or something. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be all around Harry Potter. It's the same issue that you have with Star Wars, right? Not everything has to be a Skywalker. Let's move on.
Yeah, I'd like to see one set in Japan.
Hell yeah, that'd be amazing. Otherwise,
samurai wizards.
In April, what do we got? The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, which is supposed to be a phenomenal Nicolas Cage movie. I have.
It was. I mean, if you like Nicolas Cage, you'll love this movie.
I do. I gotta watch that.
It is Nicolas Cage to the nth degree.
There's so many movies I forgot about that I need to go back and watch.
I'm pretty sure I was spoiled on a scene where Nicolas Cage, older Nicolas Cage, or current Nicolas Cage, I should say, kisses a younger Nicolas Cage. And that's just
the whole movie makes you go,
I kind of want to see this.
The whole movie's amazing.
Another movie that I need to point out though is The Northman. Have you guys seen that?
Oh, loved it.
No,
I thought it was really good. It's slower than I expected, but it's a really, really good visceral kind of movie. It's an entertaining movie. It's a little weirder than I expected, but if you like Vikings and all that stuff, like
it definitely caught me off guard because it was not what I was expecting at all. Did that come out in April? Like, where are you on? Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah, April.
Yeah, The Northman was not what I was expecting at all going into it. Like, I thought it was gonna be a straightforward Viking movie, and it is not a straightforward Viking movie at all. But the way it's shot, like with these one shot action scenes and everything like that, it's so phenomenal. The directing is amazing. The movie looks beautiful. If you haven't seen The Northman, go watch The Northman. A lot of people, like, I know some of my friends that saw it, they were like, this is fucking stupid. I personally, from a movie standpoint and from like a movie making standpoint, thought it was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I mean, they have in my opinion, one of the best long shots or single oneers.
One shot, yeah.
There's a scene where they basically raid a village, and it's all done in one take from the moment that they charge the village to they're completely done and they have the village. It's really done well. So I would definitely check that out. Before we keep going, though. So
I saw Bad Guys. Did you guys see Bad Guys?
I did not watch that. How was that?
It was pretty good. For what it was actually very entertaining.
I mean, I love those animated movies. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a big fan of that stuff. So whenever I do watch it, I'm sure I'm going to love it. But I got to ask you a question, though. We're up to April now, right? So out of the first 4 months, what would you say is the best month of movies in 2022?
Best month of movies? Probably, I don't know, February?
I'd say March.
I would say March too, but not even because of the Batman, because of Everything Everywhere All at Once and RRR.
And X and the Batman.
And X, yeah, and X.
Yeah. The Batman.
I mean, the Batman is like one of my favorite movies of the year, but the rest of the month was kind of meh to me, and I didn't see a lot of it, so I don't know.
You should gotta find that Everything Everywhere All at Once and check that out. I think you're gonna love that. So let's keep going. We'll go to May now. So May, we have Doctor Strange 2 and the Multiverse of Madness. Obviously, that's the big release, and then Top Gun Maverick. The rest of these were just okay.
It's fitting that it's in May because the movie was meh.
Doctor Strange 2 was, but Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah,
Top Gun Maverick might be the best action movie of the year.
It's probably winning movie of the year.
So I saw Top Gun Maverick on an airplane on the way back from Florida. The sound quality was horrible because I had Bluetooth headphones in, and it kept kind of disconnecting, and I was just getting frustrated. Plus, I was trying to make sure my daughter was okay.
Is it the same ones that you used at the beginning of the podcast?
Well, those weren't Bluetooth. Those were nice jokes, but those were plug and play.
Either way, trash.
They are old, so I mean, but even these aren't working. I still barely can hear you guys. So, but anyway, so I remember seeing it and thinking to myself, all right, let me just watch this. I got 2 hours to kill. Let me just see, what the big deal is, because I wasn't that excited about it. And by the end of it, I was like, I fucking wish I could have heard it, because like it seemed really good. So then since then, I've watched it at least twice, and I'm just like, that's fucking good. It's just a good movie. It really is. Like, you can't help but just get into it. I'm smiling at random scenes.
He wanted to hate on it so bad, ladies and gentlemen.
I remember that when the trailer came out, he was ultra hating on it.
Me, you, and Steve were so excited about this movie, and he was just like, do we need another Top Gun? I don't know.
Yeah.
I still feel that way. However, I'm glad they did it, because I enjoyed this one more than the first one.
Man, this movie was so amazing, bro. Like, it is a nonstop roller coaster ride.
It's movie of the year.
Yeah, I mean, like,
do
bro,
think, though, it can't be movie of the year. Like, I don't know.
I mean, it's not movie of the year because No Way Home came out this year, right?
No Way Home was better.
And Wakanda Forever.
Everything Everywhere All at Once was
better.
No
Way Home didn't come out this year.
Didn't? Oh no, it came out last year.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
I do think, though, my thing is we're kind of blinded. I still feel, and I agree. I feel like this. I like the movie, but we're blinded by like the last, say, 20 minutes of the movie. I mean, the last mission is super intense. The whole escape scene is super well done. Like, the movie is good up to that point, but that moment, that like last 20 minutes is like peak movie making. It's so good and so intense. So, movie of the year, I don't know if I would say that, but it is good. It's won me over. And listen, anyone who knows me,
I'll tell you this:
I'm honest, right? If I don't like a movie, I'll tell you. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and tell you and just try and fake it. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot.
It is probably the best pure action movie that we got.
See, like, I don't think so because there's not that much action in it. It's more of a character movie. There's the training montage, and then where's the other action? It's basically the final mission. You know what I mean?
Like, I mean, there's like 3 training montages though.
Oh, so
they're all action packed.
The guy who says you need a million set pieces to have a movie is counting training montages.
There's
individual set pieces. Come on, bro.
But their training montages are set pieces.
It's the same shit every single time.
It's not.
If you if you want to count set pieces, your term now, all right? If you want to count set pieces, there's when he breaks Mach 10 in the beginning of the movie, right? Yes. I would count that. Training montage, not multiple. One montage is fine, and then the end. That's it. That's what we get the whole movie. The rest of it is about
because you also get the second montage when he has to like tell them like, all right, listen, now we're gonna have to go through this canyon, because you get the montage where he goes to see what they have and he challenges them all to push-ups.
That's
right?
more action oriented than the other montage.
He does all of them, right?
The other
and then the next
shows them fucking up. It's not.
Shows them fucking up, but it also shows the part where her plane goes down and he starts flashing back to fucking Goose.
It's a character piece. It's about him and his
character piece, but it's also a set piece.
No, it's not. Come on.
Oh, you're out of your mind,
It's a set
bro.
piece, but it's not an action scene. I mean, it's a set piece. Set piece doesn't have to be
I'm
action.
just enjoying this.
What do you mean it's not an action scene?
Oh, does one explosion make it action scene? Is that what you're telling me? One explosion makes it. So you're telling me it's always Sunny is the biggest action TV show ever made because they have an explosion here.
Blowing up a $75 billion plane is kind of an action scene, bud.
It's not an action scene. So you're telling me the scene in Casino where what's his name, Robert De Niro gets in the car and it explodes? That's an action scene.
No,
exactly. One explosion is.
That's because the car wasn't moving. Like, what are we talking about here?
Come on, bro. Her plane wasn't moving. She wasn't even in it. It was CGI. Sorry, I'm angry because my headphones stopped working.
No, you're angry because you actually like Top Gun. That's why you're angry.
Yeah, it's bringing up
that we were all right.
So A24's Men came out this year. I believe that was a sequel to X. So, you know.
Oh, that was the sequel to X?
I'm pretty sure that was. They're all about porn stars, so I mean, just take that.
I got you.
Take that as you will. Doctor Strange 2. The less said about that, the better. So we're just gonna move on. Top Gun wins May. 100%. Now let me ask this question before we move on: does Top Gun beat out the Batman? In your opinion, I'm not talking about what you think is going to happen when award season comes. I'm talking about in your guys' opinion, which one's better for this year?
It's different, but I enjoyed it more probably.
I could rewatch Top Gun at any point. I could just throw it on, keep it on in the background, and watch it because you're always gonna find something enjoyable when you watch. Like Batman, I have to sit down and watch and like really be like invested in. So
yeah, I agree with that. I could throw.
Top Gun is more digestible.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
and I think it sticks to landing better. Batman, I don't think sticks to landing in my opinion. So. Moving on to June, let's see. What do we have here? You have Jurassic World Dominion, which was
a lot of movies that I wanted to watch and I never did.
Lightyear was actually really good, and it's not really a kids movie. You know,
I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all.
You don't like Lightyear? I loved it. I thought it was excellent.
I thought it was boring. Like it just didn't do it for me. I don't know.
Really?
It's just one of those. It's just one of those movies where it's just like. I felt like it was forced. I felt like there was no real reason to have it. Like, it just,
I mean, that's true.
It just didn't feel, I'll tell you right now, what I see on here for June that I thought was amazing was Hustle.
I wanted to watch that. Said it was fantastic.
It was really, really, let me preface this. If you're a fan of basketball as a sport, and I'm not, if you're a fan of basketball as a sport, you're going to love this fucking movie.
Really?
Like, I'm a casual fan of basketball.
I'm not a big fan.
But I'm a fan of sports, so I love this movie. You know
I will
mean?
say, just going back to Lightyear real quick, I think the thing that they missed the boat on the most, for anyone, spoiler alert, for anyone who hasn't watched it, is the whole premise is that this is the movie that Andy, the kid from the first, from the original Toy Story movies, this is what made him fall in love with the Lightyear toy and want that toy. But the movie itself that we're watching is not really a kid's movie. Like, I can't see how a little kid would watch that and go, oh, man, I really want that spaceship. It's a much more adult movie than you expect. It's about time travel and all kinds of shit. So it's like, I feel like they missed the boat as far as that's concerned. Otherwise, I liked it. I didn't watch Hustle yet. Beavis and
Watch
Butthead Do
that.
the Universe, though. What'd you guys think of that? Did you guys watch that?
I watch it. I didn't get a chance to see that one.
It's more of the same. If you like Beavis and Butthead Do America, it's basically that, just in space.
Solid.
I know the other big movie though for this month was the Elvis movie.
I saw it.
I heard Black Phone was nuts.
Black Phone was nuts
though. I thought Black Phone was
I didn't
kind of
see it. I
silly
don't know.
and slow, and I found myself bored.
It was definitely a psychological thriller.
Yeah, maybe I just
I
don't know what I expected when I went to see it, but I really didn't like it that much.
I want to see Man from Toronto. That I wanted to see.
Elvis was really good. I thought it was a lot better than I was expecting it to be. And the way it's shot, the way it's presented to you is in a much more stylistic than most of the music biopics that we get.
Is it similar to the Elton John one?
It's more stylistic than that even.
Yeah, see, then I didn't like that the Elton John one, so I feel like
I give it a shot because you might like it. Did we talk about Jurassic World?
Bohemian Rhapsody?
I kind of skipped Jurassic World because I fucking hated it. So,
well, like you can't skip stuff because just because you don't like it.
Yeah, it's my show.
I didn't watch it.
My problem is they took someone said let's take a Bond villain and put him in Jurassic Park. How do we do that?
Exactly what happened.
And that's basically what they did for Jurassic World 3, and it's just dumb. And then they said, well, this isn't going to work. And someone else went, I got an idea. Let's take the old actors and bring them in. And some writer went, how? And they went, oh, I don't know. Just, put them in a separate movie and then we'll just combine them together.
You know what happened, right? They saw the last Star Wars and they were like, everybody wants to see the old actors come back.
Yeah.
Put them in Jurassic World.
That's 100% what happened. I did literally the plot, Fred, for Jurassic World Dominion is that Dotson, I don't know if you remember from the first Jurassic Park movie when Nedry gets that little shaving can that he can what's it called, get the little embryos and put them in the bottom of the can. The guy he's talking to is named Dotson. That guy in this movie has his own company, some big global power essentially, and he develops locusts that are going to destroy the world's like crops. And only he will have the ability to stop these locusts so that everyone has to come to him and buy his shit.
Not stop the locusts. He had locust-proof crops.
That's what it was. He was the only one who had the crops that could survive the locust attacks.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
But the locusts wouldn't eat because they were bioengineered to not eat those crops.
He would run the world in crops, I guess was his plan.
Yeah.
And
do you see the look on your face right now? That's exactly the look on our faces while we were watching it.
Retarded. And then
this is Jurassic Park we're talking about?
This is Jurassic Park. So now I will say there are some fun.
When did the dinosaurs come?
There are some fun dinosaur scenes, but like everything is meant to be around that plot, essentially.
Yeah.
And
Yikes.
that's the B plot essentially because that's where Grant and Ellie and Malcolm are all involved throughout the movie. The A plot is Chris Pratt's character and Bryce Dallas Howard. They're now in charge. They adopted the clone girl from the second movie as their kid, and somebody kidnaps her and Blue, the reptile, the velociraptor.
They needed the raptor also.
They needed the raptor also, so they took Blue's baby and her. And Chris Pratt makes a promise to Blue that he will bring back his kid alive. And I'm not. When I say that, I mean that literally. He says to him, "I promise you, I will save your baby."
Oh, legit promise. Yeah.
That's not even a joke. I'm not even making that up. They wrote that into the script.
Interesting.
And his little hand trick. I don't know if you've seen this on social media, where you put your hand up and people stop. That little hand trick he did for the Velociraptors works on every dinosaur he comes across. It really is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Most ridiculous Jurassic Park movie
so
ever
bad.
made.
I just wasn't. I really don't want to talk about it anymore because my blood's starting to boil. So, so let's move on to July because I fucking hated it so much.
You're not gonna like July much better.
Well, first of all, damn it. So Thor: Love and Thunder came out in July. I guess we could talk about that a little bit, but what saves the day?
Do we need to?
I don't want to. What saves the day though is the movie next to it, Sea Beast. On Netflix.
I thought you were gonna say Super Pets.
Didn't see it.
No, right next to Thor: Love and Thunder, Sea Beast came out. It's on Netflix. Carl Urban is in it. It's a fantastic movie, animated movie about a world where these giant creatures live in the ocean and there's pirates that fight them and all kinds of shit. It's really, really good and entertaining.
Oh, Nope came out too. I didn't get a chance to see Nope, but it had a lot of...
I like Nope. I mean, I'm a fan of Jordan Peele's movies. You know what I mean? I just think that he is a little too M. Night Shyamalan, where he thinks that he's just so much smarter than he really is. But Nope is entertaining. It really is.
Yeah, M. Night Shyamalan and Ding Dong got a little old real quick for me.
Yeah,
that guy.
But Nope is worth watching for sure. Did I miss the DC Super Pets?
It's at the end. It's at the end.
I didn't even watch that. Did you guys watch that one?
I liked it. Just watched it. It was The Rock.
It was entertaining.
Crypto the Superdog. Like,
doesn't he come up as Black Adam's dog too at the end also?
I don't fucking know, bro. Like, it's just the whole thing is just. It was a fun little animated thing with DC superheroes in it, and it just like whatever.
Yeah. All right.
I wasn't like blown away by it, but I also, it
was entertaining.
Yeah, like it wasn't bad. It just wasn't like, I'd probably never watch it again.
I'll tell you right now, in my opinion, Sea Beast was probably the best movie that came out in July. But the movie The Princess, which is on Hulu, actually, if you're a fan, look, we got a new podcast member. I like that jacket. What's the name? You got to tell us the name.
Belle.
Oh, what's up, Belle? Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the theater room. Maybe you can get us some views. Get her as close to the camera as possible. She'll get us some.
What'd you think of Thor: Love and Thunder?
She's gonna
be like, it was trash. It was horrible.
She's all about super pets.
It's not as nice as I thought it was gonna be. No, the movie The Princess on Hulu. If you're a fan of like Atomic Blonde, of the John Wick movies, if you like that kind of action where it's the actress or the actors doing the fighting and it's much more like kind of almost like grounded and like physical feeling, The Princess is that, but in a medieval setting. And it's basically like she's like the princess in the tower that's supposed to be rescued, but when they come to like when the bandits come to like kind of throw her in the tower, she's like, no, I'm fucking all you guys up, and she fights them back, and it's just a kind of a good like kind of twist on that whole like thought, and it's really done well. The action is very good. So
I was not a fan of Atomic Blonde. I know the people that made John Wick made it.
I liked it.
I loved it.
I thought it was a letdown. Honestly, I thought it was going to be better.
I know that didn't come out in 2022, but I need to know why, because I freaking thought that was awesome.
I think I just expected more, and like the fight scenes kind of.
Well, I guess I can understand that. There's two really good fight scenes, and the rest are very short. There's the good one when and I didn't think she was.
I didn't think she was that believable in the fight scenes.
See, I disagree. I think
when Keanu's in John Wick, like it's Keanu doing it all. Yeah. Like there were some moments where you knew that was a stunt double with her.
Yeah.
And it just felt like disjointed almost. I don't know.
I mean, I can't argue against that because you're right. They're like you could tell if you're looking for it where the stunt doubles are, but I still enjoyed the movie. I thought James McAvoy was good. I thought she was good.
I forgot about that movie.
But let's go to August. The movies that stand out to me are Prey, which was fantastic for a Predator movie.
Prey was really good.
When it came out. I know Them was supposed to be decent, but I didn't watch that one. The rest of the ones for August.
I heard Bodies was really good. I didn't get a chance to see that.
I heard that was good too, but it looks like the only one I watched was Prey. I really didn't watch any of these other movies.
Yeah.
Which kind of
I wanted to see Samaritan really bad, and I forgot to watch it.
I forgot that even came out. Like I feel like that released, and then you just heard nothing about it.
Yeah.
Dragon
Ball Super's on here. I didn't see that.
I didn't see that one either. I wanted to go see it in theaters, and I just never got a chance to get to a theater because it doesn't play everywhere.
Beast I saw, it was basically every other movie about someone in Africa gets stalked by a lion.
Yeah, I heard that too. You know what my problem is with Dragon Ball Super, though? And this is kind of like one of the growing complaints I have about Dragon Ball in general is like how many times are we just going to watch these characters that we thought, went past their limits, just go past their limits again? It's just over and over again, And I kind of want, this is a not what people want to hear. I kind of don't want Goku and Vegeta to just always be the ones to save the day. I was excited for Super because it's not them saving the day, but we're gonna go right back to them saving the day, and it's just a little, I don't know, it's like boring. It's getting a little boring. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's the same thing over and over again.
Over and over again, And Dragon Ball Super, the show, did a decent job of keeping me interested and kind of doing things differently to kind of keep it fresh. But, I just don't see where they can go from there that feels any anything new. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I don't know. But anyway, so there's not much in.
No, I don't recognize the Nickelodeon Turtles. They don't exist in my life.
No. Until Seth Rogen reboots the Turtles, and truthfully, I don't even want him to reboot it. I wish that they would pull the whole Terminator and whole Halloween thing and basically release a sequel to the first live action Turtles and just ignore the sequels that came out and just do it the right way. Then I would be totally into that. You know. What
so
I mean?
wait, you're talking about the original trilogy, like
yeah,
those?
like so. Now listen, I'm gonna say I'm very clear here. I like Secrets of the Ooze, right? I have nostalgic feelings towards that. Toka and Razor need to stay canon at some point, but I would prefer if we got a more serious Turtles movie like the very first one was.
Yeah, the first one was more serious.
I want them to do a sequel now to that movie and just kind of ignore Secrets of the Ooze and the third one that they went back in time, and just redo Toka and Razor to be good characters and like do it the right way. You know what I mean? I'll be down for it if they announce that.
Do we still get Vanilla Ice?
Oh well, yeah.
I hope so.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, if I don't get Go Ninja Go Ninja Go,
well, they got.
Like,
is it really a Turtles movie then?
Like,
truthfully, I want Nicki Minaj.
It's the better Vanilla Ice song.
To do a version of Go Ninja Go for the new movie. That's what I want.
That is the better.
We're gonna get Ninja Turtles twerking instead to Lizzo or something.
That's true.
Yeah. Megan Thee Stallion comes back.
Megan Thee Stallion. That's it.
Megan Thee Stallion.
We're talking about movies, not shows. Okay, so let's go on to September. So Barbarian. I don't know if you guys watched that.
Heard that was good.
I enjoyed it. Pretty decent movie. Now, before in February, I mentioned that RRR action movie, Brahmastra Part 1 is another one. I
saw the trailer for this. It's on Disney Plus right now. I saw the trailer for it, and I don't want to watch this movie.
You should watch it, dude. It's one of those things where it's like it feels like so much like a train wreck, kind of like this podcast, where you can't look away, and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm kind of enjoying myself. That's that movie. So you should watch it.
I just don't have the time to sit around and watch a movie with that shitty CGI.
Yeah, but it's like it's one of those things to me. It's like Spartacus, where the CGI starts off shitty, but at a certain point, it becomes like the blood of the movie or the blood of the property, and it's like it would be weird if it wasn't that bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Other movies that came out, The Woman King, I didn't see, but it did look good in the trailer.
I saw it. It was terrible.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm glad I didn't watch it.
So I'll see how they run.
How was that? I didn't see that either.
I liked it. It was a fun little detective movie. Sam Rockwell's amazing as always. He's always good.
Talk about somebody who never misses. You know what I mean? He's always
he's always good. So it's a fun little detective movie set in London and
sidebar. Does he come back with Hammer in the future?
Yeah, he's going to.
He should talk about
Secret Invasion.
Talk about villains that they didn't utilize right and they need to bring back. Is Justin Hammer for sure?
He should be the main villain in Armor Wars.
They've already said that he's coming back for Armor Wars.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
I don't see how you do Armor Wars without him. To be honest with you,
no, you have to. Don't Worry, Darling. I didn't watch. It's on HBO Max right now. I do want to watch it, but it really was kind of overshadowed by all the behind the scenes shit. Hocus Pocus 2 was okay.
I saw Bros. Did you guys see Bros?
No, I wanted to watch that, but was that good? Was it funny?
It's a train wreck.
Yeah. No, but Billy Eichner would tell you that it was just because America's not ready for a gay, romance movie.
I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm not adverse to seeing those type of things on a movie or something like that. But there's a lot. They bang you over the head with it, literally.
Did you use that term on purpose?
Yes, 100%, because it is very there'd be a lot if it was straight sex going on. Wow. I'd be like, there's a lot of straight sex in this movie. You know what I mean?
So it's basically as close to a porn as you can get without being a porn, is what you're telling me?
Yeah, it's very, very graphic, very, very
in your face.
And I think it takes away from the story he was trying to tell, to be honest with you. I think he was trying to be that shocking.
Right.
That it kind of takes away. It's kind of like when you see a comedy that has a lot of sex scenes or weird sex scenes and nudity and stuff like that in it. Like, not that I'm against that stuff, but it almost takes away from like the real comedy that's going on,
right,
and the story that they're trying to tell.
It's a shame because I actually like Billy Eichner, but
so do I.
You know,
but I can understand why
to
people
do well, you know?
can understand like why he said like people just aren't ready to see like a gay love story or whatever.
Is that the dude that does Billy on the Street?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And he's pretty funny. Like in Billy on the Street, he's good, but in the other roles he's actually a pretty good actor. He's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So I was hoping this was good, but
and to be fair, like I thought he was the funnier part of this movie.
Right.
It's good in the movie. It's just that there's so much like just raunchiness to it that it just kind of like doesn't, you know.
I will say the last movie in September that came out was Smile, which for a horror movie,
You get a chance to see it.
I loved it up until the last like 15 minutes. If you've seen the movie Insidious, you kind of know what I'm talking about. But the one problem a lot of directors make with movies like this is that they show too much. And in this particular instance, there's like this entity that's kind of invisible. It's doing some shit. It's very creepy, whatever. Then they decide to show us the entity and have almost like a physical fight at the end. And it's just like, it's not scary anymore. You really had me up until that point, you know. So it's worth watching, but just be warned, you know. I feel like it doesn't end well. So going on to October, I'm trying to see what movies we got here. Hellraiser 2022, I never watched. I heard it was garbage.
Werewolf by Night. I wanted to see Amsterdam so bad.
I just watched it.
Oh, I didn't watch it.
It's on HBO Max.
I forgot that even came out. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I liked it. I mean, it wasn't. I was expecting more for some reason. I guess because the cast is so like amazing. It was
a great cast, yeah.
But it was definitely not what I was expecting, but in a good way. And there's some parts that I'm just like, all right, like whatever. But for the most part, it's an entertaining movie. It's fun.
I'll have to check that out. I actually forgot that came out. It looked good in the trailer. So
yeah.
I actually just watched it the other day.
Werewolf by Night.
Yeah, Werewolf by Night is fucking amazing.
That was just a good surprise.
So
you know what I mean?
good,
like,
bro.
We didn't know what to expect from it, and it kind of landed really hard for me. It was just a good movie. We all talked about that on the podcast. Halloween
really
Ends.
Good.
Did you guys watch that?
Not after you told me how bad it was.
Yeah,
I was going to.
Don't waste your time.
I had full intentions until you told me it was that bad.
Don't waste your time. If you have,
I didn't bother.
If you have a good taste in your mouth from Halloween and Halloween Kills, then don't watch Halloween Ends. Just keep it the way it is in your head. That's the canon, and call it a day. Black Adam, we had a lengthy discussion about this on a theater room when this came out. Truthfully, in my opinion, Werewolf by Night was a better movie than Black Adam's.
100%.
100%. We already talked about how The Rock is basically losing his cool because the movie didn't do as well as he wanted it to. Nothing else here.
I liked it. I still stand by that. But
I know. I mean, listen. You can stand by it. It's okay, but
see, I feel like Black Adam and the Batman to me are similar in the sense that they are really solid foundations for what could come next, but they themselves aren't that great.
I thought you were going to say they were very similar because of the amount of slow-mo that they used.
Probably that too. Although in the Batman, I would argue the slow-mo was used in a more proper way. Like him walking towards the car that was flipped over. And in Black Adam, it was used for every single scene. And it was just, and then November, which for me wins the year because Black Panther Wakanda Forever was just really just good. I just loved it so much. So,
it's so fucking amazing.
That's the big one there. But let's not sleep on R.I.P.D. 2 that I didn't even know came out until right now.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, I didn't either until I see it.
I had no idea.
Who's in this thing?
I don't even know. It's definitely
not the originals. It's not the originals, that's for sure.
Nothing else really came out of worth in November, which makes sense because Black Panther was just going to dominate anyway. So I guess you can argue Enola Holmes 2 was pretty popular, but who really wants to talk about
watched
that?
It was
I still got to watch that Christmas Story movie.
Super likable because I watched that too. It was almost unwatchable. Like midway through, I was just like, I can't believe they made this fucking thing. The Enola Holmes, like it's a fun movie because Millie Bobby Brown is super likable, and Henry Cavill shows up in it, and he's super likable. So it's like it's hard to hate on that movie, even though it's like not really like anything happens. It's just Sherlock Holmes again.
Yeah. Well,
the 9 millionth time that we've gotten it. So
like Millie Bobby Brown's a good
the
actress,
Menu,
but
I
don't
really
see her
wanted
doing
to
anything
see
new with the character. So it's like,
yeah. Did anybody see The Menu?
I want to, but I didn't watch it.
Really want to see The Menu. I haven't had a chance to sit down and watch
Fred,
it.
that's a horror movie about somebody who basically
I know
to his house. Oh, okay. You had to look
I
at
know
your face,
about it.
like,
I just
what
had.
are you talking about?
I was trying to find it in the list. I was scrolling.
So let's go to December because we're in that month now. Troll, if you haven't seen that, is a cool movie. It's basically like, the whole Trolls Under the Bridge, like the Norwegian like kind of creature. But imagine if instead of being under a bridge, like the mountain moves and the entire mountain is a troll. That's how big these things are. And it's kind of like, it's got a little bit of a found footage feel, but it's really not. It's more of like just a monster movie, a Godzilla kind of thing. It's just entertaining. It feels different. I really liked it, but I'm also a big fan of those kind of movies. So, I feel like if you're not into like Godzilla or kaiju movies, then you probably won't like it that much. But Christmas, Bloody Christmas, I want to see that.
I wanted to see that.
I always love
Violent Night wasn't on this list.
Well, I was gonna say that there's a few movies that are actually missing from this list. So, Violent Night's one of them. I want to see that so badly.
Yeah, I didn't see that yet.
So good. I like when they take every Christmas movie is like a feel good kind of heartwarming thing. To me, that's boring. I want to see the Christmas, Bloody Christmas, the Black.
That's
Christmas,
why Bad Santa is one of my favorite Christmas movies ever.
Bad Santa is entertaining.
It flips the script of Christmas movies.
For that reason, I totally agree. Yeah. And truthfully, what is it? Black Christmas, where it's Goldberg as Santa and he's just killing people. Is that Black Christmas or
no?
I don't know.
Is it
no? Black Christmas was where the Santa was killing all the college girls.
There's a
Black
horror movie out there.
Yes, I know which one you're talking about with Goldberg. I don't remember the name of it.
Goldberg, the rest of wrestling fame, plays a jacked up Santa Claus, and he just starts killing everybody, and it's awesome. It's awesome. There's also the Mean One coming out this December, which is basically the Grinch as a murdering psychopath. And from what I understand, the whole thing is one night he murders everybody who's putting up Christmas decorations.
So that movie was called Santa's Sleigh, by the way.
Yeah, Santa's Sleigh was the one with Bill Goldberg. In the Mean One, the town, there's a law that they can't put up Christmas decorations. And then one day someone's like, yeah, fuck it, I'm doing it anyway. Puts up a string of lights. Here comes the Mean One, and he starts fucking everybody up again. There's a candy cane shotgun in the movie. It looks so stupid, but in like the most entertaining way. So I can't wait to see that.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
There's a movie called The Whale. I don't know if you've seen this. You probably heard about it. Brendan Fraser's big return.
Yeah, this is like his Oscar moment. They're saying
it'd be his Oscar moment. Yeah,
he's getting nothing but praise for his role in this movie and his performance. So for that alone,
a lot of times,
Brendan Fraser. So
a lot of times, like awesome. when December happens, is a lot of times when the Oscar movies come out. And I mean, like, listen, I understand that they're supposed to be a little bit more artsy. They're supposed to be about the acting and the making of the movie and everything like that. But a lot of times I don't really get behind a lot of the Oscar movies.
Not at all.
Except for The Revenant.
I mean, The Revenant was, there's standouts. Like, actually, when Parasite beat Joker, it was like, if it beat Joker, like, because I was really, like, blown away by Joker. I really was. As a movie, like, not as necessarily a DC property, but, like, as a movie, like it did certain things that I thought were Oscar worthy. Then I watched Parasite and I was like, oh, now I get why this won an Oscar.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it was really, really that much better. So The Whale, like, I mean, I'm probably gonna see it. I'm probably gonna be blown away by Brendan Fraser, and I'm probably never gonna watch it again.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Like that's how I was with Birdman too. Like Birdman was one of those movies that, like, I watched it, I was blown away by Michael Keaton's performance. Never wanted to watch that movie again afterwards.
Birdman's a sick movie. No, I agree though. Like,
I mean, it's an amazing movie.
Yeah.
It's an amazing movie, but it's just like there's almost so much heaviness you could take when you're watching these type of movies, and they're always so heavy and so, you know, like you have to digest them.
House Party.
Yeah, it's a remake of House Party, and this one people are having I think they're like taking care of LeBron James' house. And they throw a party.
Oh, God.
Yeah, LeBron James.
Yeah.
You know, I love House Party, so like I'm glad that they're kind of revisiting that, but I just wish it wasn't LeBron James.
Does Avatar really come out in like 4 days?
Avatar comes out this Friday.
Who cares?
So it's funny, like I want to see it, but I forgot so much that it's coming out that I didn't even buy tickets for it.
We had like a countdown clock for Wakanda Forever. We were so excited for it. We're like, yeah, Avatar comes out on Friday, like whatever.
Who gives a shit about Avatar?
My problem, though, but Fred, my problem is that Avatar is the kind of movie where you want to see it on the big screen for the visuals.
No,
like this, but it's almost 3. It's over 3 hours.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm not
going to see it because we have to do. Listen, we have to do a theater room deep dive into Avatar, right? Because we have to sit here and tell James Cameron, this movie's not that good. Like, what are you doing?
I'm gonna be honest with you though. I think it's gonna happen when it comes out on streaming. I don't think I'm gonna go see it in theaters.
I'm not going to see it.
But I also don't want to go for 3 hours.
You really don't. You don't think you're not gonna go see it in theaters?
I don't know. It comes out this Friday. I didn't even buy tickets yet. We got Christmas coming up. Like,
I don't think it's gonna sell out.
I don't think it's gonna sell it either. But my point is, do I want to?
You better put a watch on James Cameron. You better watch it.
This movie
if it don't sell out.
So the number is the number is like 2.75 billion.
Yeah.
To be like the highest grossing movie of all time.
I agree with you, Fred. He's probably right now has the noose hung. He's got a chair next to it, and when that movie releases, he's gonna be sitting in that chair, just kind of like.
I think they like took his phone away from him and like stop tweeting.
No, I don't think anyone can because he's James Cameron. Right?
Stop doing interviews. Every interview he does, he says some dumb shit.
Right,
dude, it's wild.
My favorite quote of his so far is, "Well, it might not do well the first weekend, but it'll be fine every other time people go see it. They're gonna go see it multiple times in theaters." So you're telling me for a 3-hour movie, people are gonna go see that shit over and over again? You're kidding me. You're kidding me.
It makes me want to illegally stream it.
He's fucking delusional, man.
All the reviews, because the reviews came out today, the review embargo lifted. Every review I read said the same thing. Story-wise, it's a very basic story that's been told 1,000,000 times. Is it done well? Sure. They're all good actors and actresses. Visually, is it stunning? Yes. Right? It looks fantastic. Is it worth 192 minutes in the theater? It depends on how much you like visuals. And a few of them I read specifically said that James Cameron clearly thought that the visuals of the movie, or it feels like he clearly thought the CG and the visuals of the movie were going to be enough to carry you through the boring moments. That's what reviews are saying. So I just don't find myself excited to watch it. I really don't.
Those critic reviews are like spot on to what I thought this movie would be.
Yes,
hear me out. No, as successful YouTubers,
yeah, we're successful. No, fuck it. Yeah, you're right.
Look, I'm the leader of the greatest wrestling podcast of all time. We're 3 episodes.
You're absolutely correct.
I agree.
So, as successful YouTubers, I feel like we do have a duty to our fans and to the public to go watch this movie and give them our real life thoughts on it.
It's December 13th. I tell you what, I will try to watch it next week. that's really the best I can give you.
I can't make promises. I'm just so not interested.
When are you going to go see it, Carmine? When are you going to go see it?
I'm kind of busy this weekend.
That's what I'm saying. We got shit to do. So let's aim for next week, and then we'll
aim for next
week. The theater room afterwards.
Yeah.
Just to keep going here, we have the Puss in Boots: The Lost Wish, which honestly I'm more excited to see that than I am to see Avatar 2. The Glass Onion,
100%, not even close.
I'm more excited to see the Glass Onion than I am to see Avatar 2.
It's going to be amazing. Knives Out was fantastic. So like,
Knives Out was good.
I'm more interested in the fucking Matilda musical. All right,
I'm kind of interested in the Whitney Houston biopic.
I am too.
Oh yeah,
I love me some Whitney.
Just going through this list in the ones that are unconfirmed. Apparently,
Untitled Star Wars movie.
Yeah, well, that got pushed back, and who knows when that's going to come out. Kathleen Kennedy is going to be kind of leaving that position soon anyway.
Yeah.
There's an Anaconda reboot in the works, which is awesome because Anaconda's cool.
I mean, like, listen, any of those movies, they can always just keep rebooting over and over again because no one's going to get sick and tired.
Oh, there's another big snake.
Giant snakes.
There's another one.
You know?
And then just to kind of round out the episode here, before we kind of call it a night, I wanted to just quickly go through, ask you guys, what are you excited for most in 2023? I mean, try to keep it away from the Marvel stuff. For my answer would be Magic Mike 3, but you guys tell me what you're excited for.
I mean, I don't really know.
I'll see Magic
John
Mike.
Wick 4. John Wick 4.
John Wick 4 is a good choice. Yep.
Yeah,
John Wick
probably. Yeah.
I mean, because I don't know what's really coming out next year as far as
either.
outside of like Marvel and DC stuff.
Well, I could tell you, I could give you a quick like kind of rundown. Like Magic Mike comes out in February. I don't really care about that. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no,
Ant-Man obviously comes out in February, so we're all going to be excited about that. Creed 3.
Yeah.
Creed 3.
Oh, Creed 3's up there.
Oh, hell yeah.
Up there.
Hell
That's
yeah.
in March.
Rise of the Beasts.
Rise of the Beast.
Yeah, Transformers Rise of the Beast, baby.
Yup.
And obviously we just saw Across the Spider-Verse. That's June. That's a big one that we're excited for.
Yeah.
Scream 6, I guess, has a 2023 release date, but it says March, but there's no way that's coming out in March. It was just kind of announced. So Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods. I'm not really interested because we already know that the DC is going to just basically redo everything. So
yeah.
By the way, did you hear? What's the actor's name that does Shazam?
Levy.
Levy. Yeah.
Did
you see he was at some
Levy.
Zach? Yeah. He did a Comic-Con recently somewhere, and he went on this like it wasn't like a rant, but it was he was trying to answer somebody's question about basically is Shazam going to exist in the Gunverse, right? And he basically goes, if fucking better, I'm good friends with him. I was like, oh shit. I was like, all right.
The thing is, James Gunn is not a dummy, and Shazam was one of the well-received characters.
It was a good movie.
So I could see him easily being like, look, we're going to redo the character, but you're still
Shazam's right up James Gunn's alley.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Like a kid that's a superhero, forget it, bro. That's like right up James Gunn's alley.
And but no, so here's my thing though, and this is going back to kind of the Black Adam conversation. You know, James Gunn he's not trying to destroy characters that people actually enjoyed. You know what I mean? Like Black Adam, people enjoyed it. They didn't go out to see it because there's a lot of shit going on behind the scenes that people were just like, why am I going to get invested in a character when it's just going to change in a few months anyway? So like James Gunn is not going to just drop the rock because, you know, fuck you. Like, you know, to me, it's like if you play ball, he's going to take you. He clearly has plans for Jason Momoa, whether he's Aquaman or not. He likes.
Nah, he's going to be Lobo.
I'm going to be Lobo.
He's going to be Lobo.
And Jason Momoa hopes he is. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So it's like James Gunn has a plan, and you know we got to give him time to kind of tell us what the plan is, and then we can judge. You know, if we
gotta get the remaining bullshit verse like completed.
Yeah. Which is
like Flash needs to get the fuck out of here, and obviously Aquaman 2.
I want Blue
Aquaman 2,
but like, come on, Aquaman 2. Yeah,
but I think Blue Beetle's gonna fall more into the gun shit.
I hope it does. You know what I mean?
I think he'll be able to. I think he'll be able to bring it in better than the rest of them.
Yeah. There's still time for him to manipulate it or whatever. Where I feel like Aquaman 2, it's probably is what it's going to be, and then that's the end of it, and he's probably not going to be Aquaman anymore.
Right.
Yeah. Dungeons and Dragons comes out in March, which I want that to be good, but they clearly don't know how to make a good Dungeons and Dragons movie, so I don't expect it to be good. But Chris Pine's in it. He's a good actor. For me, the big movie of the year that I want to see is Mario. I can't wait for Mario Brothers movie. I think everything I've seen of it looks good. There's a new trailer, a recent like kind of clip from the movie. You hear the theme songs or the different music, the iconic music from the games. It just looks so good. A lot of references to the games. There is an Evil Dead remake that's supposed to come out, but I don't know if it's coming out to theaters or what.
Yeah.
In May, we got Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Obviously, we all are excited about that. Fast X, which we haven't even seen a trailer for yet, so who knows if that's actually going to make it for May.
I'm excited for it.
But I love the Fast and Furious movies.
Me too.
I'm a big fan of doing like our own little Mystery Science Theater kind of thing for the Transformers movies. I feel like the Fast and Furious, just the whole saga, is like prime for that. So we should throw that on the list also.
Even the movies that most people hated, I was happy
Tokyo
with.
Drift, like it's actually an entertaining.
Tokyo Drift is one of my favorite of the 10, and the second one, even though it was kind of like it was very crazy, but
Fast, Too Furious. I love it.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome.
Tyrese for me just wins that.
And
movie,
I want to see that villain come back. I want to see the payoff of him getting out of prison.
He's not coming back, bro. He's busy.
But he should though. He should.
I agree.
He's busy
on
yellow.
He should. We got the
but
Little Mermaid.
The thing is, there's no reason for him to come back now.
Why not?
To get Tyrese, bro. He wants to get Tyrese. He's like, I'll be seeing you soon.
Well, they're not making
Brian
Tyrese.
We don't.
Yeah, but he's not.
We don't
but
see
he's
him,
not.
but he's still alive, and his wife
But-
is still involved.
But he's not.
He is though. They brought Eva Mendes back. Eva Mendes.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, listen. If Paul Walker was still alive, I would say that they would bring that guy back. But I think they abandoned that idea as soon as
you're probably not wrong. But I would give nothing but to see like an end credit scene of that guy show up, and he's like about to like kill like Mia, and then all of a sudden he gets shot, and it just cuts to the same scene from the last when Paul Walker's brother played him, just looking at him and smiling. And that's it.
Yeah, no, I never want to see that again.
I want to see that again.
Yeah.
And then cut to Vin Diesel going, "We got family.
We got family. It's family."
So June, we just watched.
You haven't met me yet, but this is my family.
Wait, I'm sorry, I skipped the Little Mermaid. So there's a Little Mermaid live action movie coming out. I'll probably go see it because my daughter, but like I'm not that interested in it.
Yeah.
June, we got Across the Spider-Verse. In June also is Rise of the Beasts. So you have 2 big movies coming out in June, which is cool.
Are we getting Ghost of Tsushima? Isn't that going to be a movie?
That's going.
Oh,
to
that's
be a
not
movie,
this
but
year.
That's not coming 2023. They just basically announced that the John Wick, Chad Stahelski, he's basically making a Ghost of Tsushima movie. So it's going to be his own style, but he's fighting to have a black and white, old school like samurai movie, and the studio doesn't want him to do that. So like,
yeah, I could see where that would be a problem
because I could see him kind of being like, if I can't do it my way, then I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean? That was his whole thing with John Wick, and he won that battle. And look what happened. So who knows? You know, The Flash comes in June. You know, we're gonna go see it because we're all a bunch of cocksuckers. But,
yeah,
you know,
I'm gonna see it, but I'm not gonna be happy about it.
Got the new Indiana Jones, which I'm sure we'll see also June 30th. But I'm not that excited about that. I am excited though about Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. Excuse me, that's coming out in July. That should be good. There's Oppenheimer, which is the new Christopher Nolan movie, which his movies, it depends on the trailer, but his movies are always pretty good. So
I'm going to say that. Sorry.
We got the Marvels coming out in July, which it's a big Marvel movie, so I'll watch it. Barbie, if you guys are interested, the Barbie movie's coming. Blue Beetles in August. Let's see, The Nun 2 for horror movie fans. The Untitled prequel is supposed to come out in September. I'm sorry, the Untitled A Quiet Place prequel. We lost Carmine, looks like.
No, I'm here.
Kraven the Hunter is scheduled for 2023 for October, but I don't know if we've heard anything about that.
I don't know.
I don't think.
I heard they were having issues. They were having reshoots. They were having a whole bunch of things. So I don't know what's going to happen with that.
Aaron Taylor Johnson is basically like Jai Courtney. He just gets put in a lot of movies, and they all basically suck. So I don't know. Besides like 1 or 2 of them. So Dune Part 2 is in November. I'm interested in that.
I'm definitely interested. Oh, Dune wasn't on this list. That last
Dune
year or
was
this year?
Dune was last year, 2021.
Was last year?
Yeah. The Hunger Games, Ballad of the Songbirds and Snakes, which is the prequel. I don't think anybody really wants that, but it's coming. There's the Wonka movie in December. Let's see. There's Ghostbusters Afterlife, the sequel. It's technically in December, but I feel like that'll be pushed back. We haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah.
Aquaman 2.
I'm super amped for that, by the way. I fucking loved Afterlife.
You know, I still haven't watched it. I gotta watch that.
You should see it. It's 100% worth it.
Excited for that because yes, I agree with Fred. That Ghostbusters Afterlife was so phenomenal. You got to see it, and I'm excited for that sequel.
I'll watch it. I'll get that on the list. I'll move it to the top because it's a little sad that I haven't watched that yet. And that's it, man. That's the
very
full
good
list. So
it's a great honoring of Egon too. It was cool.
Absolutely.
Next week, I'm just throwing this out there as an idea because we did it for movies. We do it for TV.
Yeah, that was my plan. I figured we'd do it for TV. I know Multiversal podcast, you're gonna do it for the games. If I can, I'll jump in there with you. But
okay,
you know the holidays are coming up, so just
anyone can join. Carmine, you want to jump in?
I got plans this weekend. When are you filming?
Probably Sunday.
Yeah,
probably Sunday.
Just keep me posted, and I'll see what I can do. If I can jump in.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's it, boys. Thank you for taking the hour and a half to look at 2022. We had a lot of movies this year. There's even more TV shows, but I'll try and compile a more specific list. Cause
speaking of which, real quick, do you guys watch Yellowstone?
No, I want to. I also don't want to because everyone else does. But like, I kind of feel like I have to, but I really don't want to. So.
It's Sons of Anarchy on horses. It's amazing.
I've heard it's fantastic. I mean, not one person I know has been like, it's all right. Everyone's like, bro, you gotta watch it. It's so
it's one of those shows.
Right. It really is. It really is.
Yeah. So
I was like that too. I was like that too, and then I got sucked in.
Yeah. One day, the problem is a show like that. I really should watch. I'm gonna watch with the wife, and she just can't stay awake for more than 10 minutes. So
I was like, sorry to cut in. I was like that with Sons of Anarchy, where I was like, ugh, like everyone's talking about it. I don't really care. And then like I saw it like a couple years later, and I was able to like just binge it, and I was like, holy shit.
I was the same way. I don't think I watched Sons of Anarchy until season 3 or 4, and then I caught up quick.
Yeah, but with Sons, I was like so happy that I was able to binge it.
Yes.
If I had to wait every week, I was like, oh. It was great.
So thank you guys for jumping into the chat. Thanks Scythe and Zuplex for hanging out with me for an hour and a half, and keep an eye out, like we said before at the beginning of the show. Thank you for all the support, all the growth on the different socials. You can find us at GGENetwork on across all social media platforms: YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch. The podcasts are out. We're on audio podcasts. Our podcasts are on YouTube. We have the Oversell podcast, the Multiversal podcast, trivia contest, gaming videos, the works. And Fred, I think you have something.
Yeah, our giveaway. If you want extra chances to win our giveaway, join our Facebook, because there's a secret code, and if you find it, you get some extra chances.
Yep. You're talking a $75 gift card, right? For
yes, for a game, digital code
for free, essentially, right?
If you want Xbox, PlayStation, or for PC, let us know if you win.
All right, boys. Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys next week, every Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. live on Twitch, Dinner Room Podcast. If you missed it live, it'll be up on YouTube very soon, and we'll see you guys next time.